Champions Cup, folks, I think is starting to come alive, and Leinster have managed to get themselves a pretty impressive win over Bath over in Dublin, 47 points to 21. Flying start from Bath. They lead at half-time. Second half, it's all Leinster and a red card for Bath, with a second yellow card to Urbano, certainly not helpful, but Leinster recently criticised a little bit for their attack not clicking. I mean, they left a lot of points out there in this one, but you'd be hard-pressed to say they didn't look very dangerous this week. We'll go through some of the key events, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. As I said, like the first couple of weeks of Champions Cup, some of the games were a bit just like they didn't feel that magic. But we've had some good ones this weekend. This one is no different. Flying start from Bath. If you're going to go to Leinster and put a cat among the pigeons, you need to get a good start, and Bath had it from the first minute. Alfie Barbary, first minute try. And magic Bath play, Finn Russell pulling the strings wide, like cross kick to Lawrence. They shift it back left, Ted Hill rampaging down the wing, and then Alfie Barbary going over to finish what was a cracking move. 7 points to 0. Leinster fans, some of them probably haven't even found their seats. They're a bit stunned. Bath got the Leinster crowd on their backs after that, to be honest. Like the slow ruck ball from Spencer, kind of taking a wee bit of time at rucks. And then like putting in slow box kicks. The crowd didn't like that. They were trying to play the game. They wanted the game to be played at pace. And then, their line speed was causing Leinster problems. They ended up getting a 5-metre scrum as the Bath line speed had caused. And Leinster error, on their own ball. So, chance for the Bath guys to get a second try, and they bloody did. De Glanville, he's able to go over from that resulting scrum. So, 14 points to 0. Kind of, not expected. Not many teams go into Leinster, and especially recently, their defence has been the main talking point about the Leinster side. The whole thing has been their defence is incredible, but they haven't been scoring enough points. Well, Bath said, no, we're going to go into Leinster and score 2 early tries. That being said, Leinster did only take until that 9th minute to really get things going, because Henshaw was able to hit pretty much straight back. Bath's exit from that second try probably didn't get enough legs on it, and Leinster showed that they are quite happy to spread the ball from width to width, and Henshaw was able to go over. Keenan with the try assist as they'd gone left of the field to right. Pop back inside from Keenan is pretty slick. Missed conversion, but 14 points to 5. And then Bath struggling with high balls from Leinster. They go close again. Barrett goes close. Bath concede a penalty. Russell has to go off for an HIA, which is unfortunate. But then from the resulting penalty, Leinster opt for touch. A little bit scrappy, but they get their hands going, and Henshaw is able to finish. They had to check it because, as I said, it was a little bit scrappy, bobbling ball, but no knock on, says the TMO, quite rightly. And Henshaw is able to power over, so he gets a double early on. Now we're back to a 2-point game. So it's been a helter-skelter start. You're only 15 minutes in, and you've had 4 tries, 2 to each side. Cracking stuff. That's what I mean about the Champions Cup coming alive in these last 2 weeks. Bath continue with the quick line speed on defence, but they're starting to get themselves into a little bit of trouble because there's too many tackles off the ball, which is one of those things about the quick line speed. I guess you're giving the ball-carrying team less time with the ball, but you're also giving your defenders not much time to make a decision on who to hit, so they get in trouble a few times with that. And then Urbano also gets himself in hot water, just with a yellow card, but for a bit of head-on-head contact with Jamison Gibson-Park, who ends up with a bit of a shiner. The ref kind of says that there's been a step, so there is mitigation for Urbano, so it is just the yellow. And Leinster doing what Leinster do. They punish the 14-man Bath side. I mean, it's a scrum, it's 5 metres out. Conan goes close. Somebody else went close. Was it Van der Fleer? And then Conan on a second attempt, he's able to go over. So Leinster in front, after being 14 points down, is a positive way to turn the game around for them. 19 points to 14. But you got to give credit to Bath, man. 14-man Bath having just conceded 19 unanswered points, get the final say in the first half. It's a line out, it's a bit messy, but again, they get that lot of wide ball out to Lawrence, who was probably the most effective Bath ball carrier in this one. Big line break from him, great offload, and then de Glanville is able to get his second of the first half. So, proper first half, man, and Finn Russell's conversion means it's 21-19. Bath with the halftime lead over Leinster, despite only having 37% of the ball, despite only having 27% territory, despite having to make 82 tackles to Leinster's 41, so double the tackles, and yet Bath are in front. The key thing is here, the missed tackles. The missed tackle count's pretty even, 15-14. But if Bath's made 82 tackles and have missed 14, and Leinster's made 41 and missed 15, that's pretty damning on Leinster's defence, to be honest. Like, as a percentage, that's pretty low for Leinster, who, as I said, up until now in the Champions Cup have looked ironclad on defence. Penalty count, though, is going to be trouble for Bath because they've conceded 9 and Leinster's only conceded 5, and that trend will continue. Second half, you see Finn Russell get sat down by Caelan Doris. To be fair, in the first half, we saw Prendergast sat down at least once or twice. Guys love running into 10s. It's one of the kind of satisfying things about the game. But, yeah, no points really early on in the second, but you felt like Leinster were turning the screws. It felt like they were going to get back in front. Like, despite Bath's lead, you still felt like Leinster were going to probably win the game. I don't know. It's just my feeling sitting here early morning Sunday here in NZ. But they didn't quite have the finishing. That's what I mean about a few maybe left points out there from Leinster. Like, at one point you had Osborne wide, ships the ball out to Van der Fleer, but the pass doesn't quite stick. It goes into touch, so kind of missed opportunity. But they did get it a few minutes later. Achia Snyman comes on off the bench, and he adds some proper impact. I mean, what a guy to bring off the bench, to be fair. I mean, he gets an offload going. Prendergast, Ringrose, they're getting the ball wide. Ringrose did really well on the wing for this game to stay in field. Drew in multiple Bath defenders, and then Snyman is able to reach out for the finish. It is a hell of a try. Really hard to stop. And then it's 26-21. So Leinster back in front. Bath trying to continue the theme of the game of teams hitting back. Like, looked to do it. They actually managed to get themselves some territory down Leinster's end. But like Alfie Barber, who's a big ball carrier, got absolutely crunched by Ringrose. Seems like a bit of a mismatch. But Ringrose is a good defender. Smashes him, causes a knock on. And then you get what's probably, if you're a Bath fan, like the knock-on's one thing, but then from that resulting knock-on you get a scrum, which has generally been pretty bad news for Bath. But then from that scrum, Leinster get free kicks, so it's back to Bath for an opportunity. You feel like you need to get yourselves some points here, do something. But from that free kick, Dunn leaves it for Spencer because they're going to go for the quick tap play. Well, not quick tap, but just a tap. And then Spencer just doesn't tap it. He just passes it. So the ref's like, you didn't tap it. It's just bonkers. Like, that's the kind of thing you would expect to see on a Sunday for your, pub team. That's bizarre that they made that error. So from there, you end up getting back to scrum time. The Bath scrum gets penalised. They're getting warned for too many penalties conceded. And then with the next scrum, Obano gets pinged again, and he gets yellow carded. He's already had a yellow card. Second yellow card means red. I mean, that's probably the game, but that's bad management from Bath. Like, Bath ended up conceding 16 penalties in this game. 5 were Obano. You needed to get Obano off after the warning, but they didn't do it. So, red card for him. Leinster punish. A minute later, Ringrose with the finish. Prendergast, Barrett, Henshaw all in the build-up, 33-21. And then it feels like the scoreline is going to blow out. It probably could have been worse. Ross Byrne at one point, high ball, which the fullback Keenan contested. It was a bit messy, but Gibson Park was able to chase through, scamper through for a score, 40 points to 21. And it takes a while for them to get the final one, but Snyman ends up getting a second. 47-21. As I said, Leinster probably could have scored more in that final 20. They blew certainly a couple of chances. Ross Byrne at one point could have let the ball go a bit earlier, but didn't. And then at the end, they were just looking to be almost just mucking around. But yeah, Leinster, big scoreline. unbeaten in the group stage of the Champions Cup. Can they go a step further? We'll have to wait and see. There's still some big games to come, but as I said, I am pleased the Champions Cup just seems to be clicking. But we'll see how things go in the knockout stages. Stats for this game: territory 70-30, possession 68-32. Very, very lopsided for these Leinster guys. They had so much ball. Scrum was dominant. 158 carries to 64 is dominant. Penalties conceded 16-8. That's double. Bath too much. Against the whistle. Tackles made 146-70. So much defending done from Bath. Geordie Barrett 2 clean breaks, 18 carries. Ringrose beat 6 defenders. Henshaw 15 carries, man of the match. Lawrence had 6 defenders beaten for Bath, which was something. Miles Reid made 18 tackles. There were at least 5 Bath guys who were in double-digit tackle counts, whereas Callagher was the top tackler for Leinster with 7, just because they didn't have much defending to do. But there you go. Champions Cup. I'm going to go watch some more of it because, I don't know, I'm in the mood. It seems to be clicking. I'm sorry, Bath fans, it probably didn't end well, but you guys started well, and Leinster fans, your attack certainly clicked, but maybe at the cost of a little bit of your defence. I don't know. You guys let us know your thoughts on the game, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.